So Oklahoma State, I guess if we went over this back when the schedule was released for 2023 in the Big 12, maybe we did. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I was reading Barry Trammell in the Oklahoman. He has these scissor tails. And Oklahoma State football schedule is even weaker than Oklahoma's. He made this point. They play 6 teams this year who were not in the Power 5 conference a year ago. Central Arkansas, South Alabama, Cincinnati, Brigham Young, Central Florida, and Houston. I'm like, wait a minute, they're not playing all 4. They're not going to play Tech, Baylor, TCU, or Texas in this season. Did we ever go over that back when the schedule was released, that specific nugget about Oklahoma State?
I don't know if we did or not. I don't recall going over everybody one by one, so we might have just glossed over that. It's kind of hard on signing day to figure out, every piece of the puzzle with 14 teams without having like that monster graphic that's got everything listed and going over it one by one. We just kind of glossed over and hit on certain subjects. So, no, I don't think that was one of them, but that is notable. That would give me more reason to believe in them being a better team than anything else. Would be the ease of schedule, all due respect to the others. But, when you're not playing basically all of the main contenders from the last who'd you say, Texas, Oklahoma, Baylor?
And Tech.
That's probably the top 2 contenders in the conference next year. That's the other 2 that have won it as much as anybody. So that's quite the layup as far as, what you were given on the schedule to try and take advantage of. Whether they can or not's the question. And I think there's plenty of reasons to believe that they can take advantage, and then plenty of reasons to believe that, this could get real sideways if, certain things don't work out. But, yeah, that's notable, obviously, and that does give you a bit of a better feeling about where they might be headed.
Look, okay, so if you go through their schedule, okay, they open up with Central Arkansas, and then they play at Arizona State and Tempe, which I hope we see more games like that. But at least for Oklahoma State's perspective, this is, what's going to be Kenny Dillingham's second game there. So if I'm going to play Arizona State under Kenny Dillingham, especially, we talked about him yesterday. We all think he's probably going to do a really good job there. But I'd want to get him early as opposed to when they've got their sea legs there in Tempe. South Alabama at Iowa State didn't make a bowl game last year. Then Kansas State, the defending conference champions. Kansas at West Virginia, whose coach is on the hot seat. Cincinnati, new to the conference and a new coach. Bedlam, which will be Bedlam. That's what it's going to be.
Like Texas, Houston, Bedlam had to happen. That was one of the games. There's no way you're not going to let that be a part of the last year.
Yeah, so their stretch is tougher down the backside of the season when you go, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, at UCF, at Houston, BYU. But again, the last 3 games are against 3 new teams in the conference.
And nothing against them because we don't know. But, by the way, Oklahoma State, Arizona State have played just 4 times. They did play last year. Oklahoma State winning 34-17. Their series started way back, I think, in the mid-'80s. Might have been. Now, maybe by then, Arizona State was a part of a conference, the WAC, back in the 70s. Of course, at one point, I believe they were independent.
Okay, I misunderstood, and you misunderstood what I responded with. I asked if I asked if Oklahoma was in that group, but no, they're not. They do play Oklahoma. I thought they did, but the way you said it, I misunderstood. So TCU is who you're talking about, who they don't play.
They don't play the 3.
Baylor, Texas, and
Texas Tech. Those are the 4. They don't play those 4. I didn't realize that when the schedule was released, when it finally was.
And they closed the end of the season with 4 of the 5 new teams. Yeah. And then Oklahoma in there.
Yeah, so absolutely.
I don't know how that algorithm spit out that, but that's interesting to be sure. And then even, West Virginia was an expansion candidate prior. That's 5 of their last 6 are against the newer Big 12 schools.
And TCU's new, if you think about it, about 10 years ago because of when they
But they don't play them. I'm talking about 5 of their last 6 is against teams that are relatively new or brand new to the conference, and TCU not being one of those. But, West Virginia and then all of the new 4 and then Oklahoma sandwiched in there. So.
Only Oklahoma among those teams was a part of the original Big 12 back in 1996.
And they're leaving.
And they're leaving.
Yeah.
All right, how about you?